What's going on, man? My trucking venture. What's going on, everybody? Figured to come on here real quick, make a quick video about the topic. Is the Christmas tree good? Can you guys see it good? I see the lights flickering. Am I the only one that sees that, or are they really flickering? So we'll give it a few seconds to people to come in. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo estamos, René? Jose, what's going on, man? Dab Josh, what's going on? Slick and devious. So, just like the title says, I don't know, is it me or is the camera blurred? Let me see. Just like the title says, who do you blame? I mean, who do you blame for your not getting properly trained? I don't know if you guys have ever asked yourself that question. Who do you blame? It don't matter what company you go to. Can you guys hear me good? I just want to make sure the audio is good. It don't matter what company you go to. And I see some people already blaming themselves. I see some people blaming the trainer. I see some people saying closed mouth don't get fed. And I want to come on here real quick and talk about this because it don't matter where you go. Sasquatch. It don't matter where you go. You have to speak up. You have to speak up. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you going to McDonald's or Subway and asking for a special sandwich. And you say, no mustard. I don't want any mustard. And guess what they do? They give you extra mustard on that sandwich. What are you going to do? Are you going to eat the sandwich? Or are you going to not eat it and complain about it? Or are you going to do something about it? I mean, if I didn't ask for any mustard, I would definitely go back inside, complain about it. I didn't want any mustard. So why did I get mustard? The same thing with the training, guys. Same exact thing. If you got a trainer that is not training you properly, you have to speak up. I mean, if you don't say something, you're going to keep getting not trained properly. You're going to run your miles because we already know 30,000 miles is not enough. We already know pad trainers are not the best thing out there. So you're going to keep getting bad training. So I'm just wanting to come on here and see what you guys have to say about that. I mean, yes, a company as big as where I'm at now, they got a bunch of people assigned to train, qualified to train. All right, so how does the company know that the trainers are doing their job? They don't know. Because if the company calls me, says, "Hey, Junior, are you training Joey?" "Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm good. Everything's good." Right, Joey? I mean, that's his chance to say something, guys. Let me read some of these comments as I go along. As a trainer, some students want to learn so much more. I train them, give them more than others do minimum. I give them the minimum training. 10 count, if you give the minimum, what is the minimum? That's another good question. Your minimum may be somebody's maximum or vice versa. What is your minimum? Do you have an idea what your minimum is? What you're giving these guys? I mean, that's another question. How do you know if you're being properly trained until you get out on your own? Well, there's a TNT checklist that I have created for everybody to download. You don't have to download it, but the TNT checklist will give you an idea. And if you, after on the replay, there's going to be a link up here. The TNT checklist is going to give you an idea up here, whatever, of what you need to learn. Because some trainers don't have that ability. Some students don't have that ability that have a guide. So is that true now to become a trainer with Prime is 3 months? Is that correct? Thank you. I don't know. I don't know what the requirements are, man. How do you know if you're getting properly trained? Constructive feedback. The checklist is fire. I have that, yes. ¿Qué onda, Junior? My application just got approved via Prime January 10th. All right, Cristiano Quintero. Man, I hope you put me down as a referral. I would really appreciate that. But yes, guys, that is a good question. How do you know you're getting properly trained? Ask yourself, are you being taught? Are you backing? Are you asking questions? Are your questions being answered? Are you learning the Qualcomm? Are you learning the hours of service? Are you learning to deal with the shippers and receivers? What is a claim? How do you deal with an accident? I'm just naming a few of many things, and I can promise you half of the people don't even cover that stuff. I'm stating facts. If anybody has an issue with that, you let me know. I would say if me personally felt anything wasn't right and I didn't feel comfortable, I would say something and would consider staying out longer if the trainer wanted to. Another mile trucking. But if that trainer has not taught you anything in 2 months, what makes you think he's going to teach you anything else the extra time you stay with him? Felipe Herrera, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos, mi hermano? Also, speaking up about your trainer is a catch-22. I've heard a lot of stories about the trainee speaking up and the trainer taking it out on the students. You know, you're right. That is a catch-22. But, you know, if you don't speak up, how do you know things are going to even get in the right path to get fixed? And I'm telling you, and I'll tell this to anybody. Exactly. Go up the chain of command. First, you talk to the trainer. Twisted Big D, what's up? First, you talk to the trainer. Then you talk to dispatch. Then you talk to head of training. And in this case, it would be Chris Martin or Steve Tassin. I promise you, you know somebody in your group of networks, in the network, people that you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So definitely speak up. Hey, Joe, do you know? No, but I got a buddy that knows this. Oh, call him up and let me know, man, because I need to talk to somebody. I can't keep getting, trained by this guy where he's not letting me back up. How do you go 40, 30,000 miles without backing up one time? Got to speak up. Ask dispatch for another TNT trainer, Junior. Another mile trucking, yes. But if the dispatch does not follow up with what you told them was going on, you need to continue to bug. I'm telling you, man, this is a career. If you are not going to speak up, and when you get on your own, things don't go well, it's your fault. First of all, why are you upgrading if you're not ready to upgrade? The problem, too, is when a company is allowed to drivers to do training without winter experience. Oh, man, Saddam, that's a whole different video, man. You have to speak up, guys. Exactly. Keep going up the chain of command if dispatch won't help. Yes. Talk to somebody. Emails. CYA. I always tell people, Leave a track record. Because if you talk to somebody, they'll be like, oh yeah, I don't remember talking to you. I just spoke to you yesterday. But if you send an email, that's a different story. If you take pictures, that's a different story. If you say, hey man, I just got into my trainer's truck. This thing is filthy. I just got into my trainer's truck. He smokes. I signed up for somebody that doesn't smoke. If you don't smoke, do not go with somebody that smokes. I promise you, you will regret it. It'll be the worst time ever. You got to do what you got to do, people. But making decisions that are going to cost you in the long run does not help you. It does not help you, okay? So you have to think about this stuff. If you are not ready to upgrade, don't upgrade and get your own truck. Oh, well, the company says I'm done. I already did 30,000 miles. You don't know how to do a claim. You don't know how to do an accident report. You don't know how to back because the only backing you got was in the PSD or pad training. Guys, we need to be better than this. We need to be better than this. And this is for anybody, anywhere. Anywhere. It don't matter where you're at. You're Joe Blows down the street or whatever. Speak up, man. I'm sure you know somebody here, there, somewhere that knows somebody that can get you to the right person. Get you an email. Get you a phone number to speak to somebody. Prepare for the unexpected. It's only going to be unexpected if you allow it to be unexpected too. Because if it's going to happen, you got to be ready. You got to, say something. You cannot keep allowing people to use you. You must have watched David H. videos of Highway Honey. No. I mean, yes, I did watch it. I did watch it, but that's one of many reasons, guys. I mean, if you are not getting trained, if you are not backing up, you fix it. Who do you blame? Do you blame the company? I mean, the company, you could point a finger, be like, oh, they didn't train me properly. Or the trainer. When you have a trainer that all he sees is dollar signs, all he sees is dollar signs, it's your job to get him out of that spell that they're in, because all they're thinking about is money, and they need to be thinking about how to teach you the things you need to know for when you get your own truck, you are ready to go. I keep stressing this. I cannot stress this enough, guys. Hey, comencé mi entrenamiento en Prime Junior, te puse como referencia. Muchas gracias, Juan Carlos Mayoral. Se le agradece mucho. But you guys need to speak up. If you don't say nothing and you complete your miles, and I say this, you can have 100,000 miles, 1,000,000 miles under your belt and still don't know how to back. Oh, you can drive forward. You can drive forward. Perfect. Eyes closed, one eye open, one eye closed, whatever. No hands, whatever. Anybody can drive forward. You'll have to say something, guys. If you don't say anything, there's nobody to blame but you. You. There's all kinds of people in this world. Another mile trucking says, I'm almost scared because that's all I heard is about how bad some of these trainers are, and I'm supposed to start in mid-January. Well, it don't matter. Don't matter where you go, how it happens. Everybody has their good and bad apples. If you happen to get a bad apple, are you going to eat that bad apple? It's like I just said. It's like you ordering a sandwich and you said no cheese and they put cheese on it. Are you going to eat that sandwich? Okay. What if you're lactose intolerant? Then you're sick. Or are you going to not eat the sandwich? You pay for that sandwich. Or what? Or are you going to go inside and complain so that they can redo it? Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Mr. John Smith. You know, we thought that the person doing the sandwiches was going to give it to you like this, no cheese, but our mistake here. Here's another burger with no cheese. Come on, guys. If you don't speak up, nothing's going to get fixed. Twisted Big D says, that is why I teach real world backing on the pad, not points. Twisted Big D, man. Real world backing cannot be done on the pad. Real world backing can be done between trailers at a truck stop. That's real world backing. Real world backing on the pad, it doesn't go. I mean, I don't know. I'm just my opinion. The way on TNT they flex on that trainer and show him how a beast backs. Do not train with Lance Scott Walcott. I don't know who that is. There's a good days and bad days on backing. Yes, I've had my bad days. DJ Pound, what's up, Junior? Salute, happy holiday to you and your family. Thank you. Sandra Little, boy, FYI. Al final es culpa más del estudiante y no del entrenador. Digo eso porque Prime u otra empresa no saben lo que sus entrenadores hacen con sus estudiantes. Exactamente, Walter Mejia. Walter just said, at the end of the day, it's the student's fault and not the trainers. Because whether it's Prime or another company, they don't know what their trainers are doing with the students. And that is very true. I mean, the company's got people assigned to train. What these guys are doing, Prime doesn't know until the student speaks up. But you'll learn. Come see me on the pad. I'll show you, Junior. Twisted Big D, what's going on? Are you on the pad now? Are you on the pad now, Twisted Big D? Trucking ain't for everybody, and it shows it's got to be in you. Whether it's in you or not, you have to have initiative. But yes, you're right. Junior, you're lying. If you report a bad trainer to your fleet manager, it's bad news for you. They will force you to stay with him. Well, that's where you're messed up, FJ, Jane. You have to report it with the fleet manager, and if the fleet manager is not going to do anything, speak up to Chris Martin, which is the head of the TNT trainers, or Steve Tassin. I mean, FJ Jane thought so. Walter tiene razón. Muy bien dicho. FJ, go up the chain. I am going bad. I'm going to bed now. I'll be out there at 12 o'clock. Okay. I thought you calling me out, man. I thought you was out there right now, man. Shoot. So, ask yourself. And I'm using this burger, as an example, what you would do. You pay for this cheeseburger, for this hamburger. They put cheese. You say, I don't want any cheese. Are you going to eat it? Or are you going to throw it out and just waste your money and then go buy another one? Or are you going to go back in and complain so they get it right? I'm going to complain. Because if I pay for a hamburger, no cheese, that's what I expect to get. Don't blame me, man. Kobe Stockton, what's going on, man? The fleet manager's always going to have the trainers back in his job to protect both his business partner and own money. Another about trucking says, I'm going to eat half and take it back. Oh, man. Hey, Junior, explain the reasons why you kick students off your truck over the years. Why I've kicked students off my truck. No initiative. Initiative is a big thing. You have to have initiative. You want to do things. Ask questions. Captain John, what's going on, man? Ask questions. You want to, just want to do this. Just want to do this job. And if you're the type of person that's just going to be on the phone, chit-chatting and doing whatever and not learning, I'm not going to be wasting my time and having a student that's not wanting to learn. It takes two. It takes two, guys. It ain't just me doing my part. Because I can easily do my part and not care what happens to you. Oh, 30,000 miles, he's done. Get him out. We're done. But see, I'm not that type of person. I am not that type of person, because if you're on my truck, you're going to learn. If you don't want to learn, you can go with somebody else that's willing to accept the way you want to learn and accept the fact that they're not going to teach you anything. Johnson's Logic, what's going on, man? What's up with your current TNT? He's sick, man. Complain, I'm paying for my burger to made it like I want it. To be made like I want it. Yes. Better listen to the GOAT. Man. Okay, Sasquatch, what are you complaining about? What about your 30,000 miles? Captain John, I mean, anybody's got any questions about this? Anybody has any input? I mean, this is important, guys. This is your career. This is your future. If you don't learn this properly, how can you be on your own and start making money when you don't know 3/4 of the things that you need to know to be successful on your own, guys? I know people in training that don't know their dispatcher. What's your dispatcher's name? I don't know. Wait a minute. You've been on this guy's truck for 2 months, 8 weeks, and you don't know your dispatcher's name? That right there should be a clue, man. Oh my God. There's a TNT checklist. I'm not saying that checklist is the answer, but it's definitely a guide to where you need to be at for when you get on your own, guys. I'm telling you, man. Colby Stockton says, I've been driving for 7 years and I watch your videos and still learning new backing tips from you. I truly appreciate you and all your videos and the knowledge that you share with your videos. Yes. Thank you, Colby. Another mile trucking, exactly. Captain John. The videos I did with Al, what is your take on those videos? What did you think about those videos? Are they good? We only had 6 days worth of videos. Were they good videos? Were they bad videos? Were they too much videos? Not enough videos? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. Why am I not being taught like this? It takes time, people. It takes time. Al, he was doing really good. He was being very receptive to the information I was giving him. I was explaining things. How, somebody even made a comment that, why am I breaking down axle by axle math into doing the weights? Well, we can easily kill that and say, we're going to get on the CAT scale and be done with it. But that doesn't help the student when he goes to a shipper that has a scale that only allows you to do axle by axle weight. At that point, you have to break it down axle by axle and then figure out your weights for your truck and tandems, steers, drives, and tandems. All right, Al, we're going to go to the CAT scale and be done with it. But what am I teaching him? I'm not teaching him anything. I'm teaching him to spend $10, $12 on something he could save when the shipper provides you with a scale for you to have the scale, the weights properly. Because at that point, you can either get the load reworked or you drive to the nearest scale, look at your ticket and you say, oh my God, I'm overweight. Now you have to drive back. Why? Because you was not properly trained. That's basic training, guys. I mean, really? And that's all I'm saying, man. Let me read some of these comments because I'm reading comments, guys. Oh, man. Let me see. Nomad Trucker says, I had a choice between Swift and Prime, and I stupidly chose Swift. Dumbest thing I've done. It's all good, man. John says, evening all. I like how you explain things. Yes, Al was the OG. Colby says the weight video was awesome. I learned so much from that video. Captain John says truth. Junior, you're what? PDS World says, I don't care about none of this no more, man. I'm going to work for Mr. Temple. I start my dream journey from there. That's what's up, man. Junior, the truth. Super informative. I agree. Felipe says, a company I train consider the trainees as a burden. If we keep training you, then it's not cost effective. This is what I like about this is what I like for even one extra week of training. I appreciate the blueprint to win. My man Junior, I'm 62 years old. I took 6 CDL written tests in less than an hour. Passed all of them with only 3 wrong answers. What's your best advice for me to get my CDL license? Go to a company that's going to teach you and give you training while working. Don't go to a school and pay out of pocket. I mean, that's just my opinion. So, I wanted to touch on something. Let me see. As a company considers, one thing I want you guys to understand, guys, also is it's not about the mileage. It's about the knowledge. It's about the knowledge. Did I say it's about the knowledge? Again, you can have 30,000 miles and be ready to get on your own truck. You don't know what an 8-2 split is. You don't know how to certify your times. You don't know how to slide your fifth wheel. You don't know how to set the reefer. Basic things. Basic things, guys. Bro, next year is going to be harder to get your CDL. I mean, in what sense, Dab Josh? Johnson's Logic says, definitely a great job on the written test. Yes, yes. So, guys, I want you to understand, at the end of the day, it's your fault. You, for not speaking up, for not following up with what needs to be done, for not going up the chain of command like Twisted Big D says. Talk to your trainer first. Then talk to dispatch. And obviously, if nothing's getting done, then you keep going up. Speak to the person head of the TNT trainers, PSD trainers. Somebody's got to do something. Because whatever company you're working at, they're not going to continue to allow these people to continue to supposedly train people when they're really not training people. They're using people. And again, guys, I don't know how these people go to bed at night knowing they're not properly training somebody. I don't see that. I couldn't go to bed. I cannot go to bed and be like, oh, yes, we had a good day today. My student drove 11 hours. 11 hours straight. He drove 700 miles. I'm good with that, yes. No. I don't see how people can go to bed knowing that. He didn't back up. I didn't teach him something productive. We were not productive. Running 11 hours a day is not training. Who cares if you can drive 11 hours a day? It doesn't happen daily. It happens when necessary. Man, luckily, I'm the only one in here, but I'm getting loud, man. But, man, it's just so upsetting, man. Did you get a bypass signal? Let me see. How about if I bypass a weigh station and they ticketed me even though I was pulling an empty trailer? Well, if you bypass when you got a red light, you were supposed to go in, you get a ticket. You should have paid attention. Should have looked ahead. You don't know when, why, and how you use the Jake brake properly. That is something very important to know under what circumstances and conditions to use it. The Jake brake. I went from a manual to an automatic, so the Jake brake is totally different. Same concept, but that is also an important thing. When, how, and why you're going to use the Jake brake? What level? I mean, you think it's basic stuff, but man, I promise you, this is not so basic when you get out there. Jake brake. You don't use it all the time. You cannot use Jake brake in inclement weather. No. 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 Preach, Junior, preach. Let me see. I didn't pull up in the way station. I know all that. Believe it or not, I've been driving a semi on and off for the past 35 years without the modern CDL license. I had the old license from 1978. I hope I get an honor to be your student. Jason Gentry. Man, I hope so too. I can only train one at a time, guys. John Conley says, hit the like button. No one uses ELD no more. Yo tengo 8 años de experiencia, pero todavía ocupo training en vez de cuando. There are trainers in it for the money. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. In it for the money. Every dime of it. Jane, Lance Scott is at Prime Inc. Never let me back to a dock. I drive the miles. Once we get to the destination, he asked me to swap. Why? Jane, did you say something? Did anybody else know about this? And I'm asking questions because these are the questions that I ask and wonder about. Why? A lot of these guys are scared to let the students back between trailers. I'm not scared. Obviously, you guys know that. But man, why? That is not teaching you anything. That's not helping you. 90% of the things out here is backing up and driving forward. But which one's harder? Backing up. If I wanted to come to Prime with 7 years experience, would I have to go with a trainer or would I go right into my own truck? Kobe, you would go straight into your own truck saying the experience you have is verifiable. Johnson Zog says, if operating a commercial vehicle, empty, bobtail, loaded, and get told to pull in, you have to pull in. Yes, it is for the way stations. What's good, Junior? I'm in CDL school. I have my DMV test next Tuesday. Good luck, Will. Good luck, my man. Wealthy Time says, make sure you do all the backing. Never say there is no way I can back in there. At least try. My trainer cannot park the truck without my code. With my code, right? Oh my God. As soon as you said code, that's another thing. All right, code. I got to remember. Gracias por leer mi comentario salvadoreño. Saludando desde TA North Indianapolis. Muchas gracias, Big D. Vic D. 10 count. During the TNT, I made a truck and how to book about each step of the job. I still use this to this day. That's what's up. Good evening, y'all. Corey. So, the code. If you're training, if you're in the TNT phase, your trainer does not need your PIN. No, do not give your trainer your PIN. If your trainer says, hey, Joe, let me get your PIN number so I can put you on off duty. You get your butt up off the bunk and say, I got it, Joe. I got it, trainer. I'll do it. There's trainers out there that know the student's PIN number that do things that are not supposed to be done. I didn't want to say it, but man, students are not supposed to be giving the trainers the PIN to their login. There's no need for the trainer to know that. I'm the type of trainer, I'm not saying I've never known the PIN to my students, but I'm the type of trainer that respects his stuff. It's like you knowing the credit card number to your students' credit card number. Are you going to go out and do a shopping spree, have a shopping spree? No. You respect that. That's the same difference with the pen. You don't give it out. And if you're a trainer, you're not supposed to abuse it. Anytime my students needed to be swapped, let's say he needed to log in and do something on his. I'll be like, hey, Joe, I need you to log in, man. Do your thing. We need to change a couple of things. And the student will be the one to do it. The student will be the one to do it. Not me. I'm going to tell him what to do because he needs to learn what needs to be done. How to edit your hours. How to certify your hours. How to, read your hours, your graph, your recap hours. How to read that. I'm telling you, this is a lot of information that is not even coming close to being taught. But again, whose fault is it? Whose fault? I mean, yeah, you can blame the trainer. But what do you do with blaming the trainer? Who's the trainer's boss? Who's the trainer's boss? That's what you need to say something. Say something to somebody, you know what I mean? Hablamos de eso con Cristian Quintero. Hablamos de eso con Yo Soy Mr. Coach. Yes. Mr. Coach es una buena persona. Está haciendo videos y todo. Good. How do I handle a ticket if I bypass weigh station? Will it go to the driver record or the company I work for will get impacted by this? It'll go on you. I mean, you're the one that bypassed the DMV, the weigh station. No one cares more about you and your career than yourself. Corey, absolutely right. How far back is the check for the DMV abstract history? I have no idea, my man. And if people can't fix a problem if they don't know there's a question. Absolutely right. Hey, Rita, how you doing? I really have a lot of respect for you. I have been following you for the last 3 years, and you have helped a lot of us with all your YouTube videos. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that, Rita. I'm glad that I'm helping you. I mean, man, thank you, sir. It would be all verifiable experience. How long would orientation for me experience driver be? A couple of days. I want to say it's about three days, and then you get on a waiting list for the truck. So, and if that's the case, in the description of the video is going to be linked to the application, man. Go ahead and click it and add me as a driver code, Maturo, M-A-T-U-R-O. But, guys, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't go up the chain of command, nothing's going to get fixed. Somebody's got to do something. Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen. You can't just call and say, hey, dispatcher, yes, I was calling because, I don't really like my trainer. We don't click. Nothing's going to get done. But if you call and say, hey, Mr. Dispatcher, I was calling because I like to get a new trainer. I've talked to my trainer already and told him that I cannot be sleeping on the top bunk, but he steady is forcing me to sleep on the top bunk. I'm not able to get any sleep and drive safely because I'm not getting any sleep because I'm sleeping on the top bunk. That's a different story, guys. That's a different story. But if you call and say, I don't like my trainer's hair color. I don't like my trainer's truck color. You can forget about it. You're stuck with him. But if you say, my trainer's not allowing me to back. He's telling me we need to swap seats when we get to the shippers or receivers. He doesn't let me touch the Qualcomm because he says the Qualcomm is what makes money, and I guess by me touching the Qualcomm, we're not going to make money. Man, I'm telling you, these are the things I hear. I've heard trainers not allowing the students to fill out the trip sheet because they don't want to get the trip sheet messed up and not get paid. At that point, that is the trainer's fault. Because if you're going to allow the student to fill out a trip sheet and you as a trainer not make sure that it's correct, properly filled out, that's on you, the trainer. You're allowing the student to do something and not following up with it. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Definitely using it as a reference. What you said earlier, leave a paper trail. Yes, email. Oh my God, yes. You can't learn if you can't do the job. Day one, when I was training, I got thrusted into starting to do everything. Corey, now doing everything's a little bit, maybe sounds a little bit too much, but there's stages, little by little, because you don't want to overwhelm the student either. Loaded Trucker says, I'm not with Prime, but I was not trained properly. Yes, I signed off on the training documents and never said anything. There's a TNT checklist, guys. There's a TNT checklist. I'm going to put another link to this. There's a link in the description of the video. I'm going to put a link to the description of the video. I'm going to put a link in the comment section to the TNT checklist. You know what I did earlier? I printed out the TNT checklist. I printed 5 copies. I laid those 5 copies down there in the cafeteria area of Prime Inc. We went out to eat with my friend. I got back, they were gone. They were gone. I don't know if people took them or people threw them in the trash, but they were gone. I want to assume people took them because they wanted them. They could use them. So I printed some more. Hopefully people get to use them. Even as a trainer, it's a good guide. So Corey says, yeah, that was what I meant. I was a stepping stone, but it was increasing day by day as things started to click and make sense. Yes. I finished my training, but they was training me. And I was seeing your videos and learning with you that then. Yes, that's what's up, man. Nomad says, my trainer Swift made me sleep on a top bunk, almost went flying off when he slammed on the brakes. And now with the automatics, guys, there's this ladder that has to come down. If you're sleeping on the top bunk and that ladder's folded up, what do? I mean, first of all, you're not supposed to be sleeping on the top bunk anyways, but I'm saying, what do? You jump off the top? I mean, I break my TNT training down into 5,000 mile increments. Every 5,000 miles, I add something new. In the last 10,000 miles, we put it all together. David Allen, if you can elaborate a little bit more on that, I would really appreciate it. I just want to know, just for me. But yes, guys, I think I made this video too long. Speak up, go up the chain of command, talk to your trainer. We are adults, grown men. There's no kids around here. I tell my students, my kids are at home. I'm not here to train nobody. I mean, like I do my kids. You're an adult. You already know what needs to be done. I'm going to ask you to do certain things. I will, as a trainer, never ask anybody to do anything that's going to jeopardize their life, my life, their job, my job. 4 things, guys. Very important. And I promise you, I've never done that. Never. So, you guys have any questions? I'm gonna see if you guys have any questions, guys, because I think I said a lot, and it's just, I can make this video every day, all day long. Starting at CR England, before going flatbed, we had 3 bunks in the trunk and had to hot seat the top bunk between the 2 students. No bueno. Man, I'm at 15,000 miles. Man, it's taking you a while, truck adventure. What's taking you so long to finish your miles, man? Jane, my trainer told me that he spent 2 year at the top bunk. There's nothing wrong with it. If your trainer wants to do that, that's on him. But you're not supposed to do that, Jane. Nobody's supposed to sleep on the top bunk while the truck is moving. No. Wealthy, if you're backing into a spot, another trucker tells you your trainer that was a bad setup, they laughed about it, you need a new trainer. Let me read that again. If you're back into a spot, another trucker tells your trainer that was a bad setup, and they laugh about it, you need a new trainer. I just got my CDL permit, and I love watching your videos as an example of how to properly train. Keep up the good work and keep pressing forward. Yes, John. Thanks, Junior. I learned more from you. God bless. Thank you. Hey, Junior, what's good? What's your take on how the new implementation is going to be forward of how anyone can get a new CDL? I have no idea, man. I have no idea how that's going to work, or Cool Shade. I have no idea. Leo, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estamos, mi hermano? Saludos, saludos. I start with driving in Qualcomm. Okay. Jasmine, ¿qué tal? So, yes, guys, any other questions? Man, I can't believe I've gone 46 minutes. That's crazy. I hate doing long videos, but I felt this one needed to be done. I just spoke to somebody today. I'm going to say this real quick. I spoke to somebody today who was on the road with a trainer 43,000 miles, over 40,000 miles, and didn't back up. Why? Thanks for all the information, and thanks for your time as well. Enjoy your evening and stay safe. Thank you, Jason. Yeah, I'm going to go on here 3 more minutes and we're going to end this. Guys, if you know somebody to know somebody to know somebody, share this video with them and have them speak up, man. Have them speak up. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen at all. At all. Cristian Quintero, ¿qué tal? Sí, así es, mi hermano. No debería de pasar, pero así es la vida. Hay gente en este mundo. There's all kinds of people in this world, man. People that are okay with not teaching you anything and still sleep good at night. I cannot do that. Anything you find out, you please let me know. Please. Yes, Cool Shade. Hay que estar pilas. Quintero. Muy bien dicho, mi hermano. Pero usted sabe que así como hay alumnos que tienen que estar pilas, también los entrenadores. Y si los entrenadores no están pilas, uno como alumno tiene que meterles el cachiflín. Is it true that all truckers are going to know how to now have breathalyzers? What? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you do, what you worried about it, man? If you got nothing to worry about it, you can breathalyze all day, every day, man. Shoot. So, any more questions, guys, before I call it a night? Cristian, dígame sí o no. Bueno, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, share this video, please, guys, so people can know and get the word out. So people need to know that they need to speak up. They need to go up the chain of command. They need to change things. How can the company know there is something wrong? No, wait, how did I say it? The company doesn't know there's anything wrong if nobody says anything. But if you say something, they're going to know about it. They're going to fix it. Again, if you ask for a hamburger, no cheese, and they put cheese, are you going to keep it, or are you going to go back and complain it so they can remake it? You know, all kinds of people out here. People would take it and be like, whatever, I'll just go buy another one. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go back and be like, bro, you better get this right. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody have a good night. Thanks.